The NFL season is back in full swing, and that means sports books are keeping busy. In fact, football is the most bet on sport nationwide. This season, Americans are projected to legally bet $35 billion on the NFL, but two lawmakers want tighter restrictions on sports gambling, in part because studies have shown it can have a negative impact on people's finances. A recent research found the average consumer credit score dropped in states that legalize sports betting. Last week, Congressman Paul Tonko and Senator Richard Blumenthal introduced the Safe Bet Act. They say it addresses public health implications caused by widespread gambling. The proposed legislation bans sports books from advertising during games. It limits the number of deposits operators can take from customers and prohibits them from accepting deposits via credit cards. It also makes it illegal for sports books to use AI to incentivize customers and bans prop bets on college or amateur athletes.
Eric Mitchell is with us now. He's the president of Life Flip Media and a national sports analyst. Great to see you as always. Thanks for being with us. You know, sports betting, it's now legal in more than half the country. You can do it on your phone in many places. Watching the game last night, I mean, it's a gambling commercial. It feels like every second. And also with that said, I mean, debt, addiction, those are things that it's not new because sports betting became legal. So why 6 years after it has become legal are we seeing this?
But first, is it really just gambling commercials, or it's the Kelsey brothers and gambling commercials?
Right.
I couldn't tell between there. Those are the two commercials I saw the most. But you know, it's funny. You know, 6 years after the Supreme Court in 2018 gave this back to the states to control, it's funny for this to come out now, right? We understand gambling is an addiction. As you've been to any casino across the country, it's written on the wall. So same things here. So coming out, yes. I mean, there should be messaging out. I believe that they could be a little bit better with the messaging because it's real quick at the end of every commercial, which my wife actually brought up last night. She goes, it's funny how they don't bring up the addiction part till the end. I do think the messaging needs to be better, but I think it's really hard to take the regulation away from these 38 states. And I think the other states will probably end up legalizing it because the tax dollars are huge for these states. And, you know, it's just like anything else. 6 years later, it's just odd that they want to go control this and what you had on there with AI and taking away prop bets from college. It just seems really odd to go pick on those things and also list, yes, it's an addiction. I'll say that over and over again, but it's odd now 6 years later to really bring this forward and try to do that when there's so much money involved.
Yeah, I mean, some would say there's an irony to that, and the American Gaming Association is naturally against this bill. And we got a portion of the statement because they said, quote, 6 years into legal sports betting, you know, addressing the years there, introducing heavy-handed federal prohibitions is a slap in the face to state legislatures and gaming regulators who have dedicated countless time and resources to developing thoughtful frameworks unique to their jurisdiction. So, you know, hitting on exactly that point you're making there. But how would you characterize the safeguards that are in place now in the states that are legal? Because you're talking about, you know, there could be more than just tacking on that message at the very end when it comes to these commercials. You know, what else would you say you would like to see added as far as, you know, the safeguards?
I mean, I just want to see continued age verification. I think that's really important. We need to make sure that we're keeping it out of the hands of the youth, right? We don't want to, you know, what we don't need is a nation of gambling addicts. People just want to go make quick money. But I think everybody needs to see that we have to make this very, you know, make it not easy to go do. Just not just download an app, which it is right now. They just need to maintain that and keep the security measures there and also protect people's money. I mean, you're putting your credit card out there or your cash. You mentioned credit scores. I mean, and maybe put caps on there. Maybe have regulations that you kind of cap yourself on, right? I think that would be a cool measure to do. Go, okay, maybe I only want to spend set amount this week and kind of put those measures in place. I mean, I don't know how realistic that is. Those are things I think of. That's kind of the self one I do. When, yes, I'll admit I enjoy sports betting. It's fun on certain things. I mean, I live in Texas and we have college football, so it's fun to do that. But I mean, I have control of it, but I have friends that have problems with it and they control it, right? They're like, this is how much. They use like a separate bank account. So I think that's what the industry really needs to focus on.
At this point, I mean, who knows what's going to happen to this, but knowing that sports betting has grown to be such a multi-billion-dollar industry, I mean, how likely is it that this piece of legislation would become law?
No chance. I don't see it. When you have the American Gaming Association coming out, you got to think about all the money. And let's talk about, we mentioned Monday Night Football, but that's all football that you watch all weekend long. Keep that in mind. That's marketing dollars. Do you think those big brands that are putting their names behind that and supporting all those companies are going to want this taken away and regulated, and now you're not going to have it during games? That seems crazy to me, because I mean, you see these logos on the side of stadiums, and I mean, yes, the commercials are a lot, but I just don't see that happening. And taking away people's freedom, if they choose, you're an adult, right? And I think that's the thing. So I think it's heavy-handed. I agree with what the American Gaming Association came out with. It's very heavy-handed, and I don't think they should be able to do it. I don't think it's going to pass. There's too much money involved. And at the end of the day, we're talking about taxes with the states and where those tax dollars are already going and helping with schools and other programs that these states desperately need. And I think that's the most important. Keep it in the state control. Let states make the decisions.
Eric Mitchell, president of Life Flip Media. Eric, thank you so much for your time and insight. Appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all.